Good afternoon. I bid you welcome to Sunshine Reports. My name is Remy Allen. Going by the adage that health is wealth, the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Ondo State Council, has embarked on a screening exercise for women on breast and cervical cancer. In collaboration with a non-governmental organization, 100K Club, and the support of Quater's Health Organization, no fewer than 100 women across the state were screened on cervical and breast cancer in order to know their status. Omoshiliola Adesoye now reports.
Cervical cancer, which is caused primarily by the human papilloma virus, HPV, the most common viral infection of the reproductive tract, is considered one of the most preventable cancers. Also, a report from the World Health Organization noted that 90% of deaths from cervical cancer occurs in low and middle-income countries where cancer screenings and routine HPV vaccinations are not available. It is against this backdrop and to ensure a healthy living that the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, in Ondo State, organized a one-day cancer screening and treatment for women in the state. The association, in collaboration with 100K Club and the support of Quater Health Organization, screened no fewer than 100 women, both in the media profession and society at large, for cervical and breast cancer. While educating the women on the cause and prevention of cervical cancer, the co-founder of 100K Club, Dr. Wale Ogunlano, who decried high mortality rates among young women, advised the female gender on regular checkups for early detection.
Any woman from 40 years and above living in a developing country like Nigeria is at risk of both cervical and breast cancer. Breast cancer being number one.
Also, the leader of the medical team, Dr. Adewumi Babatunde, sensitized the women on the processes of the screening and urged them to maximize the opportunity.
It does not have any irritation, it's not hot, it does not pain. This is a very simple procedure and everybody will be happy at the end of the day.
The chairperson of NAWOJ in Ondo State, Mrs. Tola Gbadamoshi, who emphasized on the need for women to always find time to care for their health, noted that the move is to increase awareness of cervical cancer and improve on the medical services for women.
We female journalists will report health. At the end of the day, for us to have time for ourselves, especially in our health whiles, we don't really have time. So this is an opportunity. We see that we should bring women together. We journalists, we should come together, have time for ourselves together today.
Some of the beneficiaries appreciated NAWOJ for the initiative, which they say will go a long way towards improving health and well-being of the female folk.
Well, I must say it's the right step for NAWOJ to be doing this, at least for women journalists. I believe this will go a long way to enlighten women the more, at least that they should know that it is necessary for them to do this yearly.
It's an eye-opener for even some of us that are learned, don't even know, only few of us know our status. I would say this is commendable because a lot of women are dying every day because they don't know their status when it comes to breast cancer or cervical cancer.
We all know what the health system is like now, and somebody's coming up with a free program considering the breast cancer thing, the cervical cancer things, and these are more of the common cancers amongst women, and now they are bringing it for free. It's worth an applause.
Others charged women to always make judicious use of such opportunity to know their status.
It's not something to be scared of. It's better to know your health and know you're okay than to just keep assuming. So I would advise that you come out and participate in something like this for the betterment of your health.
With the recent initiative by NAWOJ in Ondo State and other global efforts, it is hoped that the target of World Health Organization to end cervical cancer by 2030 will be achieved.
End cervical cancer in Nigeria. 100K Club, Quater Health, Ondo NAWOJ.
Omoshiliola Adesoye, Osrc News.
The federal government has rejected the European Union's report on the 2023 general elections, describing the conclusions of the EU Electoral Observer Mission as jaundiced. Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake, urged the EU and other foreign interests to be objective in all their assessment of Nigeria's internal affairs and allow the country to breathe. Alake insisted that the February 25, 2023 presidential election was clearly and fairly won by Tinubu, the then candidate of All Progressives Congress, APC. He further stated that there is no substantial evidence provided by the EU or any foreign and local organization that is viable enough to impeach the integrity of the 2023 election outcomes. Tinubu's rival, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, LP, are presently in court to challenge the electoral umpire's declaration of the former Lagos State Governor as winner of the poll. A former lead public sector management specialist at the World Bank and foremost professor of public administration, Ladipo Adamolekun, has made 4 recommendations which he said are needed to make Nigeria work. A devolved federation, good democratic practice matters, administrative competence, and a development-oriented political leadership. This was disclosed in a paper titled Nigeria and I, Getting Politics Right to Make Nigeria Work. Adamolekun, who urged federal government to consider the 4 recommendations, also suggested strengthening of existing 6 geopolitical zones instead of the existing 36 states, of which only a few are viable. He posited that low respect for freedom of speech and association in the country under successive governments undermines societal peace and citizens' national pride. The management of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, says it is aware of the worries of corps members over the delay in the payment of their June 2023 monthly allowance. The scheme attributed the delay in the payment of June allowance to administration of funds by various banks. NYSC Director of Press and Public Relations, Eddie Megwa, said the scheme concluded arrangement for the payment of the June allowance to corps members on June 27, 2023, and remittance made same day to various banks accordingly. The NYSC spokesman urged corps members to remain calm and law-abiding in their respective places of national service, as the scheme will continue to treat issues relating to their welfare with utmost priority. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says it is going to prosecute Ejikeme Mesoma, a 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME candidate from Anambra State, for manipulating her result in this year's examination. The board said in a statement by spokesman Fabian Benjamin that Ms. Ejikeme Mesoma had actually scored 249 and not 362, and explained that she had manipulated her UTM result to deceive the public to fraudulently obtain scholarship and other recognitions. JAMB also said the original result of Mesoma would be withdrawn, stating that many candidates are parading fake results, having used some funny software packages. Already, the candidate was said to have been awarded a 3 million naira scholarship by Innocent Chukwuma. JAMB commended Chukwuma and encouraged other Nigerians who desire to invest in the future of genuine young stars, never to be discouraged, but to always ensure they get the authentic results from the board. Taraba State Governor Agbu Kefas has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Karim Town, the headquarters of Karim Lamido local government area, and its environs effective July 2, 2023. The curfew was necessitated by renewed communal conflicts in some parts of the local government area after the killing of over 30 lives. According to the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Yusuf Sanda, security agencies have been mandated to ensure strict compliance, and any person or group of persons found violating the order would be dealt with in accordance with the law. He charged ward heads, village heads, traditional rulers and stakeholders in Karim Lamido local government area to take note of the development. Plan International Nigeria and Gold Prime Organization Nigeria (GIPON) have unveiled new humanitarian project aimed at returning 18,000 children to school. The 24-month project, supported by the European Commission Humanitarian Aid and Civil Protection, will provide quality formal and informal education to no fewer than 8,000 children in Damboa and Kalabage, two of the areas most affected by the Boko Haram terrorism. According to the organizations, the project will benefit boys and girls, including 1,200 out-of-school children and 30 volunteer teachers to be trained on accelerated basic education program. The country director of Plan International Nigeria, Charles Use, pointed out that the project is a critical step in providing quality education to the children of Borno, many of whom have been out of school for a long time, saying the funding will allow them reach thousands more children affected by the Northeast crisis in the past 13 years. The Chief Executive Officer of Dorian Homes, Dr. Tolulola Bayode, has vowed to continue empowering and care for the less privileged as part of her contributions to make the world a better place for all. Bayode made the remark at her empowerment and birthday ceremony held at Dorian Homes in Akure. Osrc's Olugbenga Oluwajano reports that series of items were given to the less privileged. His report.
It was glitz and glamour at the Women Development Center of Dorian Home in Akure, which was filled to capacity with celebrities, eminent personalities, family and friends, as the Chief Executive Officer of the home, Dr. Tolulola Bayode, celebrated a birthday in style. The celebration also featured presentation of items such as motorcycles, sewing machines, and other items to empower the less privileged. In her remark, Dr. Bayode said she has embraced care for humanity in her own little way as a destiny assignment.
Every year, my birthday is usually an opportunity to touch the lives of people in as much as I can. This year, we are celebrating three things. The first is God's goodness over my life and His provision for Dorian Home. My life has been like a journey with God as my guiding light, especially in the establishment of Dorian Home.
Friends, family, and loved ones also extolled Dr. Bayode's philanthropic gestures.
I want to say that Ondo State and of course Nigeria and by extension humanity is blessed with a woman of rare philanthropic tendency. To appreciate you, appreciate the work of the youth and the children and prioritize that above every other thing. We say big thanks to you.
Dr. Tolulola Bayode, through her philanthropic works, have also helped other foundations to take care of the elderly ones and the less privileged.
I knew the celebrant through her philanthropic work because my foundation takes care of the elderly in Nollywood, and once or twice she has supported my foundation on the same cause.
Benga Oluwajano, Osrc News.
And finally, on sports, all arrangements have been concluded for the grand finale of 2023 Ondo State Universal Basic Education Board to Bear Basic Education School Sports Competition on Wednesday. The event will hold at the sporting arena of St. Thomas Aquinas College School, Akure, where all winners that emerge from 5 zones, namely Akoko, Owo, Akure, Ondo, and Okitipupa, would compete with one another before the best athletes to represent Ondo State at the regional final in Ibadan and the national finals in Abuja later in the year are selected. According to the Director of Social Mobilization at SUBEB, Julius Adebayo, the winners of a number of sporting events such as Scrabble, chess, table tennis, football, as well as track and field events have already emerged, awaiting the friendly hostilities at the state level. The National Sports Contest is taking place simultaneously across the 36 states of the Federation. And with that sports story, we've come to the end of Sunshine Reports. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.